Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with the wonderfully chipper Sid Roeder. How are you today, Sid?
Good morning. I'm wonderful. How about you?
Wonderful. Excellent. You know, my kids have had that little cold going around, but I haven't got it yet, so...
Well, you're lucky there.
Yeah. It stinks. I just kind of avoid them. I still love them. I do. But, well, awesome. Hey, we have a fun guest with us again. One of our more regular guests. But before we dive into her, do you want to tell us about our sponsor?
For sure. My pleasure. Our sponsor is the Empowering Seniors Group, which is a group of professionals that have dedicated their time and effort to provide information to seniors, their family members, caretakers, and all those great people that listen to us every Saturday morning. If you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. And lastly, if you have any suggestions for this show, anyone you would like to see us invite, you can reach me personally at 435-512-6406.
Oh, awesome. Thank you for doing that. Well, let's get it with our guest. We have Heidi Stimson from Next Level Health and Wellness with us again. Welcome back.
Hello, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's always good to have you here. You're a functional nutritionist who does deep dives into your health by food and nutrition. And before we started, we were actually talking about hormones and the different things that go into hormones. Can you kind of tell us, give us a little brief overview of how food can affect your hormones?
Well, food can affect it in a lot of ways. Number one, we need protein, fiber, healthy fats, because that's what your sex hormones are made of. Fiber helps detox excess hormones, so those make a huge impact on hormones for sure, food-wise.
That's great, and we've talked a little bit before this radio show. I know there's different approaches to hormone treatment as you age. Do you want to maybe elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so my training is in functional medicine. I trained with the Institute for Functional Medicine, and they look at several different things, pathways, production. So are you producing hormones? And if you're not, we've got to figure out why. Transporting, making sure those hormones are transported through the blood. So we look at different binding proteins, their sensitization, are your cells receiving the message from the hormones, and detoxification. Are we clearing those out?
So it sounds a little bit like your approach is a little deeper and more complex than maybe just throwing some estrogen pills at people, right?
Yeah, I look at a lot more. When we're running blood work, I look at a lot more than just hormones, because I got to figure out those, pathways that the hormones go. So if you're not producing, we look at nutrients and kidney health, liver health, all of those things to figure out why you're not producing hormones, because even in menopause, you should still be producing some. And then symptom-wise, we also look at that.
So before this, I worked in the pharmacy, and that was one of the big things we worked with is hormones and different things. What is the hormones why are they so important to how you feel?
The hormones are messengers. They don't actually do anything, but they turn on certain things in your cells. So they're the communicators for cellular pathways, for things to function. So they turn things on in your cells, and that's what, the sensitization, or your cells receiving that message. It's like a lock and key. The hormones turn things on in the cell to activate certain pathways.
So I know the hormone replacement therapy and other therapies have become a little bit more popular these days. But what are I think a lot of people are still confused, like myself. What are some of the symptoms that one should look out for to maybe consider having some blood testing done?
You know what? It really can be system-wide. Women my age, perimenopause, they're starting to feel One of the biggest things I hear is I just don't feel like myself. And I don't know why. Nothing's changed. As early as 35, progesterone starts to decline, and that is it helps us respond to stress. So we're less stress resilient. Little things that used to not get to us might be getting to us a little bit more. Gut issues, like hormones have a profound impact on our gut, and our gut has a profound impact on hormones. And so we start to see, I've never had gut issues in the past, and all of a sudden I'm bloated, and my bowel habits have changed. Mood shifts is a major one, especially with that progesterone decline. But then the typical that we hear with hormones, hot flashes, night sweats, things like that. Insomnia is a big one.
Okay.
So we could go on and on and on. Hormones affect a lot.
Yeah, also an energy level period, I think in all aspects. You said stress resilience, but yeah, what I'm hearing from women my age is that they just can't do what they used to be able to do.
Mm-hmm. It's so true.
So what are some of the, before we head in our first break, what are, again, with the testing, what's a good start to talk about this?
With testing, so we can just look at hormones, but it doesn't give me the full picture. So with functional medicine, I'm looking at how things are connected in the body. You are one organism. You're not a separate endocrine system or a digestive system or an immune system. All of that is communicating together. So if your immune system if you've got inflammation, that can affect hormones. So I want to look at all of those markers to determine, so I can look at what production, transport, sensitization, and detoxification, so I can see the full hormone picture in your body. And I typically do blood work. There are other hormone tests, but that's the way I go.
So you're just a blood test, they come in and they can test it. And how long does the turnaround on that so they can kind of see?
The testing usually is back within a week on hormone stuff, like within a couple days, but some hormones take about a week to come in, and then we schedule an initial, and I take the time to go through and explain to you so you understand what we're looking at, why, what's off, and how we can move that for you.
That's great. And we just have enough time to, in case somebody is curious, to sit down with you, Heidi. What's your location and your contact information?
So I'm in North Logan. My phone number, office phone, is 435-774-2240, but the best way is check out my website. You can schedule a free consult there at www.nextlevelhw.com.
Thank you, Heidi. We are at our first break. This is the Senior Moment Show. Again, we are sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group. If you would like to learn more about them, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info. We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Tyler. Recently, my father passed away, and White Pine provided the funeral services for our family. They were friendly, thoughtful, and attentive to every detail. It isn't often that a loved one passes away, so it was very important to my family that everything be handled just right. Because my dad was loved by so many people, we had a lot of family and friends that traveled from out of town. I really appreciate how White Pine Funeral Services made sure everyone was comfortable and that the focus was where it needed to be, on my dad and my family. They really took care of us during this tender time.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
Are you tired of feeling unwell and not knowing why? At Next Level Health and Wellness, we hear you. We specialize in uncovering the root causes of your discomfort, whether it's gut health, hormone imbalances, or emotional and mental blocks. With personalized plans, advanced lab testing, and evidence-based holistic nutrition practices, we guide you toward lasting health and wholeness. Awaken your healing potential with a team that listens, understands, and supports you wherever you are. Visit nextlevelhw.com to start your journey to feeling better today.
Picture this. Your family's locked in court, fighting over your home and your assets because there was no plan. Don't let probate decide your future. I'm attorney Justin Wall with Wall Estate Solutions. Stay in control with wills, trusts, and smart planning that keeps your family out of court and your wishes protected. Get peace of mind today. Visit wallestate.law or call 435-294-0346. That's 435-294-0346. Your legacy, your plan.
Did you know 1 in 3 people will visit a nursing home? Did you know that once there, they will stay there for an average of 3 years? Did you also know there are insurance options that can help cover this experience? Hi, I'm Tracy Ferris with Blue Water Health Insurance. It's not cheap to stay in a full-fledged nursing home. Long-term care insurance can help you or a loved one get the care they need and deserve. If you wait until you need it, you may be too late. Give me a call at 435-890-8155.
Did you know that one of the greatest threats to our quality of life is a fall? 1/3 of Americans 65 and older, and 1/2 of those over 80 will fall this year. Many will never be the same again, and some will never return to their homes. This is Bruce at Comfort Care. One of the ways we can help people stay in their home is through our free in-home fall protection survey. Let us help you identify these fall risks. Call us at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
This is Oliver with Cache Valley Pharmacy. We're working with Cache Valley's own Focus Pharmacology and CacheMedical.org to help you lose weight the right way with supplements that support your weight loss journey and easy telehealth appointments from the comfort of your own home. When you think weight loss, think Cache Valley Pharmacy, your partner for a healthier, more confident you. Visit us at CacheValleyPharmacy.com or go to CacheMedical.org to start your weight loss journey today.
And welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bryce Patton here with Sid Roeder, and we've been talking all things hormones so far with Heidi Stimson from Next Level Health and Wellness. Heidi, we were talking over the break a little bit about the blood tests that you do, and is there a certain time of the day or a certain time of the month or different things that affect that blood test, and do you need to watch out for that?
Yeah, for sure. With women, we definitely, if you're cycling, we definitely test during the luteal phase because I want to see the progesterone and estrogen peak together. And because there's a progesterone to estrogen ratio, you could be estrogen dominant without high estrogen levels because progesterone opposes a lot of the effects that estrogen has. Also, blood sugar is a big thing that influences hormones. So a fasted blood sugar, so we can check to see if there's any insulin resistance and insulin itself it's a peptide, which is basically a short hormone. So it's part of the overall hormone picture. So typically that's at least a 10 to 12 hour fast. So morning is typically easier for people because you've got that overnight fast. Did I answer all of that? If you're menopausal, really we can test anytime because those levels just balance out. Well, they, just stay pretty same throughout the month.
Yeah. And so what I'm curious about is what is some of the typical treatments then when you realize that the hormones aren't where they're supposed to be? And I know there's probably different cases, so I'll let you pick what you want to talk about.
Yeah, and that goes back to the approach you were talking about. Like for functional medicine, we actually want to get that full picture before putting someone on hormones, but not opposed to hormone therapy. But especially if you're still cycling or if you're in your 20s and 30s, we want to figure out why you're not producing. So looking at that overall picture of the blood work, and I write a pretty in-depth plan to these are the things according to the research that can move these markers. And so we use food, nutrition supplements, and HRT if needed, hormone replacement therapy.
Okay, and so do you prescribe the HRT, the hormone replacement, or do you partner with a doctor or something and have your recommendations?
Yes, I'm actually have been sending people to get labs done at the Hyde Park Med Spa, and they have a provider there. They've brought on who does the HRT stuff, so I'm starting to refer over to them. They help me with the labs, and they have a provider who can help with hormones. And they take that more conservative approach to hormones, which follows the functional medicine approach.
So I'm a little bit curious if somebody is, for whatever reason, a little resistant to do replacement therapy. What are some food things people can do to maybe bring that up?
I know I talk about this one a lot, but fiber. Fiber is a huge thing for estrogen metabolism. speaking earlier about the estrogen dominance, if you are not getting enough fiber in your diet, that's one of the main reasons that you're going to be estrogen dominant, because fiber binds to bile, estrogen detoxification binds to bile, and so it's that fiber that pulls it out. So that can help your hormones stay in balance, and we're talking women need 25 grams minimum a day to keep, estrogen, progesterone balanced. And then it depends on what else is going on. Like if it's a production thing, then my approach is I start with the basics. If you're not getting nutrients and a balanced diet and enough protein, take a multivitamin. Like those are foundational for cellular health. So if your cells aren't working, you're not making hormones. So that's foundational. But then we look at certain pathways that hormones are going down. Like if you're making more testosterone with, a lot of women with PCOS can be high in testosterone. So there are certain supplements, foods that actually can help correct those pathways or block certain pathways to kind of push hormone production back another direction.
And it doesn't sound to me like that it's any quick fix. So I'm a little curious what a time frame is that someone should anticipate that wants to improve their hormone household in their body.
It really depends. Like for some, they'll start noticing a difference within the first month. And usually those are the ones who are like nutrient deficient, don't have that foundation with nutrition. And I mean, that moves the marker in big ways. Others, if there's inflammation involved, if there's blood sugar issues, it's dialing those things in. And that can take, 3 to 6 months, but you should start feeling a difference. Like I want people to feel a difference within the first month to know that we're moving things in the right direction.
You were talking about fiber, and every time, I don't know if it's just me being me, but every time I hear fiber, I just think bad food. And I don't know why that is in my head. But you've mentioned in the past that you will actually sit down and you can create like meal plans for people of good food that they can get all the nutrients and have a balanced diet. Are you still doing that?
Yeah. Actually, I have an online hormone program that includes the meal plans, and they're 30 to 40 grams of fiber per day. And I look at that and sometimes wonder if I'm hitting that. Like I know, but when you look at how simple it is, I'm like, it's not that hard to hit when you're making sure you're getting your fruits and vegetables in your diet. Those are your big sources of fiber, grains, all of that.
So maybe we need to break that down just for a minute, because you're talking in grams. For me as a European, that's wonderful. But what does that look like? Is that an apple and something, or what is that?
Well, I don't know if everybody loves like lentils or like one of your best sources of fiber. They're like 15 grams of fiber per cup. Beans, everybody like rice and beans. A cup of beans is about that much fiber as well. So those things, and they've got iron, like lentils and beans are some of your best sources. But then broccoli, like a cup of broccoli has like 5 grams of fiber. So if you're hitting your 5 vegetables a day, getting some beans in there, you're getting up there.
So it is basically what I was saying, bad food. I'm just kidding. I like salads and my vegetables. But what about fruits? What fruits have fiber?
Most of them do.
Yeah.
Like mangoes have a lot of fiber. Like think of those fibrous fruits that you have. Apples are a great source. They've got a few grams of fiber, but apples also have pectin. So a lot of your fruit has pectin in it. Pectin is a good gut food. It's so good for the gut. It's prebiotic.
That's awesome. We're already on our second break here, so eat your fruits and vegetables. This is the Senior Moment Show. We are going to take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Need a helping hand? The Bear River Association of Governments, also known as BRAG, is here for you.
They assist seniors with in-home services, provide utility bill relief through the HEAT program, and offer rental assistance to keep you housed.
Need help with tax prep? Their experts ensure you get the refund you deserve. And for veterans, they're here to connect you with the benefits you've earned.
BRAG is your local resource for a stronger today and a more secure future. Call today or visit brag.utah.gov. Are you tired of feeling unwell and not knowing why? At Next Level Health and Wellness, we hear you. We specialize in uncovering the root causes of your discomfort, whether it's gut health, hormone imbalances, or emotional and mental blocks. With personalized plans, advanced lab testing, and evidence-based holistic nutrition practices, we guide you toward lasting health and wholeness. Awaken your healing potential with a team that listens, understands, and supports you wherever you are. Visit nextlevelhw.com to start your journey to feeling better today.
At Maple Springs Senior Living in North Logan, we understand that entrusting the care of your loved one to someone else is a decision not taken lightly. That's why we go above and beyond to create a nurturing environment where your family becomes our family.
When I found Maple Springs, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. The staff here really cares, and Mom is thriving.
The activities and social events have brought so much joy to Dad's life. I can see a positive change every time I visit.
We know that your loved one's well-being is your top priority, and it's ours too. Learn more at maplesprings.living.com.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
No problem, sweetie.
I can't believe you're able to fit everything in that little sedan.
Bye!
When they move out, you can move on to a house that fits your life. It's time to live in a space that fits your family.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty.
Let me help you to find a home that suits your needs and is less to take care of. Save money or even make money on the sale of your current home. Call me today at 512-6406, then list it, sell it, and move on.
Getting around your home should be easy and safe. At RT Med Mobile, they provide wheelchairs, stair lifts, ramps, and electric lift chairs to help seniors maintain independence and comfort. Their friendly team offers free in-home consultations to find the perfect solution for you or your loved one. Locally owned and here to help. Call 435-260-6171 today. RT Med Mobile, because your mobility matters.
And welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with Sid Roeder, and we've been interviewing and talking all things hormones with Heidi Stimson from Next Level Health and Wellness. And Heidi, over the break, we were talking about inflammation and different things. We were talking about what I called bad food, which I shouldn't say bad food, just not my favorite foods, and lentils and different things, getting that fiber. And then we over the break, we were talking about inflammation and how that affects the different things. Can you tell us kind of what inflammation does and kind of things to maybe avoid for that inflammation within our body?
Yeah, this is a good one because we hear a lot about inflammation these days, at least maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the circles I'm in, but it affects you systemically. Like inflammation it's a good thing. Like if you get a virus or a bacteria, then inflammation goes up. It's waking up your immune system. But when it's chronic, like that is your immune system staying awake for a long time when it should be this acute rise and then fall. Inflammation just means you've got this low-grade immune activation that's affecting you systemically. And that's when you're going to see cortisol go up, which is a hormone we hear a lot about. Cortisol rises with inflammation because it's anti-inflammatory. So we often hear like, oh, we got to lower cortisol. Well, cortisol is trying to address the inflammation. So we actually need to bring inflammation down and not treat the cortisol is the approach that I take because the cortisol is doing its job. So the Institute for Functional Medicine approach with hormones is actually the anti-inflammatory diet because a lot of 70% of your immune system's in your gut. And I could talk on that for an hour. So I'll try to keep this short. But there's the reason we use the anti-inflammatory diet is because there are foods that drive a little more inflammation and then foods that calm inflammation. So there's no good or bad food. And I don't, like you said, I don't like promote good foods, bad foods. I don't like to because there can be room for anything in your diet. Like I don't like to vilify anything. But when you've got this chronic low-grade inflammation, it's the load on the body. So we want to remove the things that could be contributing to that and increase the things that are going to bring it down so we can bring you back into balance. So inflammatory foods, can be processed foods, but not always necessarily. Two of the most common inflammatory foods, according to studies, are gluten and dairy. And I don't think that they initiate the inflammation, but they can keep it high because of the communication that's happening in your gut. Once your immune system is turned towards that as a threat, it will see that as a threat every time you eat it. So that keeps the inflammation up. So we remove that for just 4 weeks because those antibodies towards that food actually decline within that 4 weeks. So you can correct the signal with a food sensitivity. This is very different than a food allergy. I'm not taking food allergy here. Food sensitivities are a different immune response. So as we increase anti-inflammatory foods, another high fiber one we didn't talk about is berries. Those lots of colors, those are anti-inflammatory. So we increase those foods and decrease the most common inflammatory foods. And it's some of those high omega-6 oils, things like that. Decrease those and give the time, your gut time to heal and recover and that immune system response to correct itself. And then we reintroduce those foods. So the thing that most people like about an anti-inflammatory diet is it's not long-term. It's not, you have to sustain this forever. It's a temporary thing to help balance hormones, to correct the immune signaling, because that immune signaling is signaling your hormones, your endocrine system, and everything's working together to try to bring your body back into balance. So what we're doing is just supporting what your body's trying to do.
So maybe I'll ask a question here that's a little, why is it so important in your perspective to individualize that?
Because, and that's why I like to do the blood work, because we get very individualized. Like having a one-size-fits-all protocol may not address your needs. And so I want to figure out what's driving your hormone imbalances versus, well, here's a protocol for everyone if you have hormone imbalances. Everybody's different. Everybody has different stress levels. Everybody's exposed to different things in their diet, in their lifestyle. Everybody has different, stressors in their life. So if I were to give a protocol for everyone, it's not going to work. It's really digging into you and what your needs are, what your lifestyle is. And I try to tailor it to your lifestyle to make sure that you can be successful.
So I'm super curious because you said everyone has different stressors. Are there certain foods that help relieve stress real quick before we end?
I'm going to say there's actually not a ton of research on this.
Okay.
I think the overall diet matters more than a single food, actually in any condition. Like your overall is going to matter more than a single food. There's a big thing with superfoods now and stuff, and I'm sorry, they don't move the marker a lot if we're not addressing all these other underlying things.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. We're sadly at the end of our show. This was very intriguing. And so, Heidi, I'm going to give you one more chance if someone would like to sit down with you and talk about potential treatment.
Yeah, so I'm in North Logan, actually by the North Walmart. My phone number is 435-774-2240. The best way to get me is schedule a free consult at nextlevelhw.com.
Thank you, Heidi. Thanks for coming in. This is the Senior Moment Show. We're at the end, and we hope you tune in again next week.